Tycho Brahe was a Danish astronomer born in 1546 to a family of high nobility. He attended the University of Copenhagen, where his family insisted he study law. However, with the solar eclipse of August 21, 1560, Tycho became fascinated with astronomy. He was entranced by astronomy's prediction of the event and wanted to know how the science, at the time barely more than a superstition to the layman, could be so accurate. He began studying astronomy on his own at night, purchasing books such as the Almagest by Ptolemy and Regiomontanus's Trigonometry. He went on to the University of Leipzig in Germany, and despite his family's wishes, he continued his study of astronomy at a number of other European universities. He purchased a variety of mathematical and astronomical instruments, including a cross-staff and a huge quadrant, instruments similar to the instruments used by the ancient Greeks. He made his first recorded observation in 1563 of the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter. He found that the existing almanacs, including those of Copernicus and Ptolemy, were grossly inaccurate, and so he resolved to spend his life collecting accurate observations of the night sky to correct the existing tables. In 1566, Tycho famously got into a heated argument with a fellow Danish student at the University of Rostock about a mathematical or astronomical problem of some sort, which escalated into a violent sword duel where Tycho lost his nose. He would spend his life wearing a brass prosthetic. Tycho gained great notoriety in Europe with the discovery of what appeared to be a new star, brighter than Venus, in the Cassiopeia constellation. He spent a year observing the anomaly and showed that it lay beyond the orbit of the Moon and was hence in the realm of the fixed stars. He published his findings in De Nova Stella, or The New Star, in 1573. The book was a shock to the astronomical community of Europe, since it challenged the belief that the stars were perfect and unchanging. The term Tycho used, nova, is still used today to describe stars that suddenly get brighter, and it is known now that what he observed was what we call a supernova. Tycho caught the attention of Denmark's King Frederick II. The king took Tycho in as his official astronomer and gifted Tycho the island of Ven, where Tycho built the observatory Uraniaberg, named for Urania, the muse of astronomy. The observatory was part castle, part fortress, and was, at the time, the finest observatory in Europe. It was here that Tycho solidified his reputation, designing and building ever more accurate instruments while at the same time drinking plentifully and partying to his heart's delight. He kept a bizarre entourage, including a jester, a dwarf named Jep who supposedly had magic powers, and a pet elk who drank too much beer one night and died when it fell down a flight of stairs. Rumors also spread at this time that Tycho was having an affair with Denmark's Queen Sophie, a rumor that may have inspired Shakespeare's great tragedy, Hamlet. After Frederick II's death, the new king, Christian IV, who held a severe dislike for Tycho, forced him to flee Denmark, taking his great collection of astronomical data with him. He settled in Prague with the patronage of Emperor Rudolf II, and it was there that he took on a young Johannes Kepler as apprentice. He died in 1601 after falling suddenly ill at a large banquet. Some say he died of a burst bladder or a liver infection from holding his urine in for so long, while others say he was poisoned by King Christian IV or Kepler or any one of his numerous other rivals. He would leave a legacy of some of the most accurate astronomical observations ever made with the naked eye, and a tremendous almanac of over 1,000 stars and the Moon, Sun, and the other planets. His observations of the 1572 supernova and comet of 1577 fundamentally shifted people's conceptions of the universe. He developed his own model of the solar system, wherein the other planets orbited the Sun and the Sun and Moon orbited the Earth, and his massive and incredibly accurate observational data of the night sky would allow Kepler to develop his laws of planetary motion, which would later lead Newton to his laws of universal gravitation. Tycho revolutionized astronomy and science in general with his painstaking accuracy and dedication to empirical evidence. Without him, modern science as we know it would not exist, and it would be a very different world indeed.